Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2022 Jeep Cherokee, we're going to be checking out the eTrailer SD tow bar. Right off the bat, these eTrailer SD tow bars are going to be available in several different configurations, and really the only difference is going to be what type of adapter end comes with it. So the one that we have here today is going to work with Blue Ox base plates as well as Curt base plates. And if you happen to have a different brand of base plate, whether it be a Roadmaster or another one, chances are really good that the SD is going to be available with that adapter end to allow you to pair them two together. With that said though, when it comes to picking out a tow bar, it's a pretty important decision, because it's going to be responsible for a lot of the work. Being the physical link that's going to connect the back of your motorhome to your vehicle, you want something that's going to be easy to use and figure out, reliable, and you want it to pull your vehicle down the road good. And from my understanding, these do a pretty good job of helping your vehicle track behind your motorhome. And I say that because one of the reasons, at least, is the length of the tow bar. It's pretty long, and generally speaking, the more distance you have between your coach and your vehicle, the better. It's going to help it kind of ride true and straight whenever you're going straight down the road, but it's going to give you that clearance and everything that you need to make those tight turns and everything. So, with this being a responsive tow bar, really shouldn't have too many complaints there as far as that goes. And with this one too, you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's a good middle of the road tow bar that has a lot of cool features that a lot of times you really only see on some of the more premier type ones. And one of the most important things, at least in my opinion, to look out for whenever you're picking out a tow bar, whether it be this one or a different one for that matter, is you're going to want one that is a non-binding type tow bar, which the SD is here. And so what that means, if you have a binding type tow bar, whenever you go to disconnect, the arms a lot of times will be in a bind. It's super tight and very difficult to get separated. Well, with the non-binding type like this one, if that were to happen to you, you'll have these levers on each arm, and when you push those levers in, it will release the tension here and make it really easy to get it unhooked. I mentioned the safety cables, and they come included with the tow bar, which is convenient because it's one less thing you're not going to have to worry about picking up separately. They're going to be the right style, the right capacity, and things like that. There's also going to be a cable management system on this tow bar, which is this rod here. And depending on how your whole setup is, you might use this a little differently. It just kind of depends, but you can use it for your electrical cable to run around it, kind of keep everything organized and situated. And with that said, you're always going to want this on the driver's side of your vehicle. It's just a good habit to get into because the way this tow bar is designed, you want this over here because when it goes to rotate and everything and you're going down the road, it can only go so far. So if you were to do this the other way around, you could potentially cause damage to the little mechanism here. So just something to think about, and definitely good to get in that habit of setting it up this way. Something fairly unique to the eTrailer tow bar is it's going to have this built-in high-low adapter. All right, and it's about 1.5 inches, rise or drop. And the whole reason for this is you want your tow bar to be level whenever you're hooked up to your vehicle. Well, a lot of times, the coach is going to sit up higher than the attachment points on your vehicle. Our motorhome here today is kind of an extreme example that the hitch is way up here, and so we still had to use a significant drop. But because this one does have a slight drop in it already, we were able to go with the drop a size up, right, and not have to have an even longer one. So a lot of times, in different setups, a lot of times the built-in riser drop could potentially eliminate you from having to pick up a high-low adapter separately and kind of complicate things a little bit more. If you're unsure if you are going to need an additional high-low adapter, it's pretty easy to figure out. You'd want to park your vehicle and your coach on level ground like you were getting ready to set it up, and you'd want to measure from the center of the attachment point on your base plate down to the ground, and then you'd want to measure from the center of the hitch pin hole on your motorhome down to the ground. And you don't want that difference to be any more or any greater than 3 inches. If it is greater than that 3 inches, that's when you could take into account the 1.5 inches here. If that still don't get you within that threshold, that's when you could look into additional high-low adapters to get you in that range. Like I said, this is a great middle-of-the-road tow bar, really versatile, going to work in a lot of situations. If you're someone who is looking for something a little more premier, a top-tier style tow bar, a couple of my favorites are the Blue Ox Avail, as well as the Roadmaster Nighthawk. So you can always check those out if you want to. But other than that, at the end of the day, a tow bar you really can't go wrong with. It's going to work in just about any situation. Something that's really important to a lot of people is they want a tow bar that's going to be easy to use and figure out. And with this one, it's really straightforward. When you are ready to hook up, you're just going to take the ends, line it up with your base plate, put your pin through, and the clip through. That's really all there is to it. Of course, you do the same thing to the other side. And the safety cable ends are kind of an S-hook style, and they're going to work with a ton of different base plates, whether you have a smaller attachment point like this or even a larger one. You are able to store your tow bar on the back of your motorhome, either temporarily or permanently, whatever you decide to do. And with the eTrailer SD one here, there's a couple different ways you can store it. So you can put both arms to one side if you want, which I think is convenient if you happen to have, you know, a big ladder or something that could interfere with it. You have the option to go to either side. And if it were me and say I was parked for the weekend, I was going to hook back up, I would probably keep it like this. You know, that way when you go to set everything back up, a little bit easier to grab both ends, kind of swing them in and get hooked up. And that'll finish up our look at of the eTrailer SD tow bar on our 2022 Jeep Cherokee.